Hey guys, and welcome back to another game. This game is called Banished. This game is just like a city builder, but it's like set way back in time. I'm guessing I don't know, like between 1500s and the 1600s, just depending on how you think, what age it is. I started my new settlement called Waker Storm. I don't know, it's just a random generated name. These settlers, they left their other town because they got destroyed by a massive tornado. So we're starting up fresh in the middle by this river, which is really good for us. Highly dense forest and a good amount of fields to do with farming. That's what we'll be doing. Right now, I just need to build some houses, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to build more out here and just keep on going. I'm going to probably build probably 6 houses, 7, yeah. So laborers, all they do is collect resources that you make them do, so manually, or they gather resources from other buildings and bring them to your stockpiles. So right now I just have to remove these rocks and iron just to build my houses. I have my first house built here. Shortly after, these 5 other ones should be built fairly soon. If 6 houses is enough, I'm gonna build 1 more. That should be enough for our people. Maybe even 8. Let's see. Okay, so right now, while those houses are gonna build out, I'm gonna be planning out some things. Here I'm gonna be building a fishing dock. And I'm gonna build where it covers the most water. I think right there would probably be good. Yeah. Build a road. There, and then another building I will need right now. This area is perfect for some logging. So what I'm gonna do is get a forester lodge. We don't have to build it away. Good. Where this open area is. And then I am also gonna build, let's see, we need a hunting cabin to get some food from the wildlife. And I just need to make sure it covers a lot of land. So I'm just using as much of the zone as possible. So right here should be good. And with that, I'm also gonna have a gathering lodge, which will also give me food. From berries, mushrooms, and stuff like that, roots from the trees, all that good stuff. This will, once those are built, I'm gonna give my laborers some jobs. In the first few years of this game, it's pretty slow. It ramps up in speed very quickly, which is good. Looks like I might not need, nope, I don't need any more houses. So right now, I am going to build Woodcutter's Lodge, and what Woodcutter Lodge does is it gives my guys some firewood for the winter. Since this game is seasonal, it goes through all the seasons where they will need firewoods during early spring, late fall or autumn, and throughout winter. Keep their houses warm and all that good stuff. What else I need to build is a road that will go through here, so when my guys collect resources when they go on the road, they move much faster, which is good. What I do need to collect is some logs, so the way I'm going to do that is going to remove resources, and all I have to do is just grab not that much. So this zone I didn't make it manually, but like this random map generator, I made it harsh weather. It gives it some difficulty, like it rains a lot or snows a lot, or it doesn't get high temperatures, and that does affect your crops when you are farming. So right there, I put 2 laborers as 2 foresters, and what foresters do is to replant trees and also cut like old trees for logs, and they also collect stone and iron that's around here, and it's good to have just because deer, they don't like to be in areas where there's a lot of people, and this keeps it like as a forest, so deer will spawn in here and as well relocate to over here. And then over here I just made a fishing dock, and it's pretty straightforward. They fish for fish, you know, along this river. Rivers are good to get fish as well as lakes. I don't know if there's any lakes spawn on this map. But what's good about a river is you can trade on it, which is really good. So you just have a trading dock and you put resources into it and you trade with all the settlements. There's one interesting thing about this game is that there's no currency, it's all resources. It's all resource management, which is pretty cool. I really do enjoy that. So what I'm probably going to be focusing on is just getting through this first year and hoping that my people won't starve. I have like absolutely no food right now, but that's okay. Once I do get people to produce food, it should be okay. These are all the basic buildings that you will need to start off with, depending on where you're located. Say if I did a mountain map instead of a valley map, you wouldn't find much rivers or lakes, and you'd be very well landlocked. But there's also a lot of forests to have and a lot of stone to be everywhere. So it all depends on where you start. I start on a great location where there's a lot of land around me, and there's as well a little hill that I might be able to mine in that's really close by. And I don't have to build bridges and roads far away from my main area of my map. There is some lakes over here, which is good to locate for some fishing docks, and I think I saw one down over here. That'd be good to have as well. Oh, and there's another big one right there. Okay, perfect. I am going to make another stockpile over here, just so my foresters don't have to run back into town to drop off the logs. They can just drop it off to the nearest stockpile. So it's good to have barns and stockpiles, not too spread out, but decent amount where you guys have some choices depending on where they are at collecting resources. I have put many hours into this game. I put around like 80 hours, I would say. It's one of my favorite city building games by far. I also like City Skyline, but I find this one a lot better because there's a lot of risk and reward into this game. There's also natural disasters. I don't think there's any earthquakes. I never witnessed one before. But there is tornadoes. You can have a disease that goes across your settlement. And there's also many other issues that can happen. It's gonna turn down the music. That should be okay. So right now it's autumn, and as you can tell the trees are changing, just like how real life is depending on where you live. It has rained a lot in this first year, I've noticed. So when I start to make crops, rain depends on what crop you do. It will be positive or negative, but overall it's very negative. So I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna be collecting all this iron here and the stone just to put some more houses over there. I like to build houses along the river just because that you can only spread out fishing docks so far apart. So say you have one inside another rain, and they're gonna like say 400 fish equally. It would just be even out, so out of the two they'll both get 200. So you do need to spread your fishing docks. You can't build one after another on each spot. It just won't work. So that way when I build houses, it spreads out my fishing docks, and as well it doesn't take as much land, saying the house is middle of here where I want to have some fields. You just want your houses to be along mountains and yeah, rivers, creeks, in areas that won't take up a lot of room. There's also many other buildings that I can build, but right now I'm not building them since I don't need them at the moment. So there's like the schoolhouse, there's hospitals, the town hall, chapel, and a graveyard. I don't need any of those yet since I'm very early and they take a lot of resources. But what I do need now is to have some resource productions, which I will need a blacksmith and a tailor this first year. Right now I'm just going to build a blacksmith since I do need tools. You have tools right here and they could run out if you don't pay attention to it, and now decrease your productions by 75% if you don't have any tools in your settlement. So you need a lot of iron and a lot of stone to build this building. And you also need iron to also make tools. So far it's been going good. I'm just gonna check these houses, see if anybody can move out yet. There's one person there. So yeah, so probably halfway through year 2, I should be able to build like a couple more houses. I think the lifespan is every 1 year is like 5 or something like that for the people in this game. What I'm probably gonna be doing with my town is just focus it along the river. So probably along here, I'm gonna build houses, and then maybe starting around in this area, we'll be building, say, like farm fields. Probably hoping to, I'm gonna see where a market will be good. A market will be really good right here since it covers pretty much all land and not water. So I probably build a market right there. It's probably end of year 2. That's what I'll probably be doing. Just looking around, there's a lot of land over here, tons of forests, which is really good. It seems like this map generated really well, with tons of trees. Sometimes you spawn on maps where there's absolutely like no trees, just a bunch of rocks and like iron everywhere, which is also good. So there's also a lot of management into this. You need a lot of balance. So you don't want to make your tool limit be 9,000, for example, on the second year, or else your blacksmith will just constantly make tools until you're out of iron, and until you get your iron back, he's just gonna keep on making it. So you want to balance you want to have limit for these kind of resources. Probably around year 4, I'll probably make a schoolhouse. And what a schoolhouse does, it increases your productivity for your people. And it's almost double, but it's more, you don't get as much laborers since they're in school and they're not working. Since my builds aren't building anything, I'm gonna be building some roads right now. This just gives me a general idea what I want to do. Their roads, they don't make your guys, like, it does have faster travel for sure, but stone roads, it's incredibly fast, but it's also a lot to invest in. So I don't really do stone roads till I have some quarries, or I just have abundance amount of stone that I just don't need at the moment. So right now my food's doing well. Pretty well. Like, honestly, like in the first few years, I have my population dies from starvation, just because I forget to build one building. You know, it like if you missing out one building and at the beginning of the year, and say half your people die, it's gonna take you twice as long to recover. It's pretty funny when a settlement goes up to a deer. It literally it doesn't have much animation in this game. You guys just basically just walk around, collect resources. They literally just like punch the deer and it just falls and it just drops like the items. Pretty entertaining. Hopefully I can spot it out in this episode. Right there, see, like it just does one punch and it's just on the ground. It's pretty funny. I don't know where I want to start and expand cross rivers. I might do it over here and then have a lot of fishing huts along here. Like, this is not a lot of land for farming, so it'd probably be a good area to have some mining, some fisheries over here. Lawn down here, I would say right here is a good spot for farming, so that's where I'm going to be focusing on my farmings in this little area. Probably gonna start farming along here. So I'm probably gonna start building stone houses. And the reason why you want to build them as earliest as possible is because logs, you can get as much as you want, but you're spending so much of them when it comes to making firewood. With stone houses, you don't need to have as much firewood. So like over time, at first when you start building them, it's gonna be really expensive, but once your town gets bigger and you have tons of stone houses, you don't have to worry about using as much logs when it comes to making firewood, and it saves up job spots to make less of these woodcutters locations. So right now I'm gonna start building some stone houses. Probably just gonna be making one. I think sometimes I do make wood houses, and that's only when I expand very far out and I have, say, a fishing hut here and something else to make productions. And so when they are going to work, they're not running back into my settlement where their houses here, because then they have to go very far away and back and forth. I build like a few houses there, and then I make the productions, so once they get located to those job sites, they just live in this area and they don't have to worry about much other than saying getting food or firewood. But other than that, it should be pretty fine. Once a resource is at max, like right there for example, the person that works there becomes a laborer, so you just really need to pay attention to that and just knowing what's going on. I'm gonna start building a herbalist, and what that does is increases your health with your students, or not citizens, sorry, I was thinking of something. And it's also a good resource to trade with since its cost is very expensive. So I'm just gonna build right there. And then hopefully in this year I could make my market that I want to make. Be touching all these as much as possible. Probably right in the center. Or right there. And what that rain does, it means that's the only storage areas they like. What markets here? I'll explain the market system really quick. It gathers materials from the barns into the marketplace, and then those people who work at the market put those resources in people's houses. So while they're working, they don't have to go to the storage barn and back to their house. They will collect that, and then they'll bring those resources to people's houses. So it's a really good system. Or as well, people, instead of going to storage barns and say their house is closest to the market, they'll gather resources from there. So it's just a good system to have. So right now I don't have much logs, but that's okay. Might gather some logs over here since I'm expanding over here with houses, so I'm getting that right now. Looks like I need to start building houses. Yes, I do need to. So I'm gonna start building another stone house. I really do need logs right now, but I want to be chopping wood in here because sometimes, I don't know why, but if you remove sources where foresters work, they like forget to do something. It like slows down the productivity for some reason. I'm not 100% why that happens. So probably in this little rectangle right here is where I'm going to be putting my fields. Maybe some houses in between them, and then I have my houses along in this rectangle. And then this little one around the river, and then like right here probably. That's probably where I'm going to be placing all my houses. I'm just picking up the speed just so my guys can just get the logs in there. Because there's not much happening right now. Alright, I got all my resources now, my guys just need to build it. Gonna get some more builders into it. Awesome. Alright. It's gonna drop 2 builders and make 2 vendors. Pretty cool looking building. The amount of detail in it's pretty good. I like it. Looks like I am... Oh, my food resources is getting quite a bit low. I do need to put into some... Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Let's get more hunters and more gatherers to work. Right now I don't have any laborers, which is pretty bad, but good thing is children in this game act like laborers for some reason. Pretty entertaining. They basically like laborers. They collect resources from buildings, but they do not help, say, chopping down trees and collecting stone. Or they also collect resources for their household. I do have absolutely tons of stone, so I'm not too worried to build stone houses right now, and it doesn't take too much iron. But I'm probably gonna wrap it up for this episode though. If you guys have any questions regarding to this game or anything else, just hit me up on the comments, and if you like this video, make sure to like it. See you guys later.